If Nappa had come to Earth alone instead of Raditz, the Z-Fighters would have found themselves facing an unprecedented level of threat. Nappa, a hulking Saiyan warrior with a reputation for ruthlessness, would arrive with his overwhelming power and battle-hardened skills. The Z-Fighters, initially caught off guard by Nappa's strength, would be forced to band together in a desperate attempt to repel this formidable adversary. As the battle rages on, the Z-Fighters would showcase their individual strengths and techniques, working in tandem to confront Nappa. Piccolo's tactical brilliance and strategic thinking would combine with Tien's disciplined combat prowess. Krillin's resourcefulness would be put to the test as he tries to exploit any weaknesses in Nappa's defenses, while Kyotsu would provide crucial support from the sidelines. Yamcha, too, would play a pivotal role, utilizing his experience and adaptability to hold his ground against the Saiyan warrior. Yet, even with their combined efforts, Nappa's sheer might would prove overwhelming. The Z-Fighters' struggle would be palpable as they push themselves to their limits. As the battle intensifies, Nappa's ruthless demeanor and confidence would further unnerve the Z-Fighters. In a moment of sacrifice, Goku would make a brave decision to protect his friends and family. Pushed to the brink, he would launch a daring final attack against Nappa, expending the last of his energy in a bid to defeat the formidable Saiyan warrior. This emotional turmoil, triggered by the impending loss of his father and the desperation of the situation, would lead Gohan to a pivotal moment of transformation, one that would forever change the course of the battle and the series itself. With Goku's sacrifice, the Z-Fighters would find themselves not only mourning the loss of their friend, but also facing a daunting reality. Gohan's transformation, fueled by his overwhelming emotions, would lead to an incredible surge in power. In a moment of sheer determination, Gohan's latent potential would be fully unlocked, allowing him to tap into a level of strength that none could have anticipated. As Gohan's power skyrockets, the tide of battle would shift dramatically. His newfound abilities would shock both allies and enemies alike. With a mixture of raw power and unbridled rage, Gohan would become an unstoppable force against Nappa. The Z-Fighters, their hope renewed by Gohan's transformation, would rally behind him, providing support and distraction to give Gohan the opportunity to unleash his devastating attacks. In an awe-inspiring display of strength and skill, Gohan would take on Nappa with an intensity that surpasses even his father's legendary battles. His attacks would shake the very ground they stand on, and his determination would radiate across the battlefield. The once overwhelming threat of Nappa would be reduced to nothing more than a desperate struggle against Gohan's indomitable spirit and power. With a final, earth-shattering blow, Gohan would defeat Nappa and avenge his father's death. The victory, hard-fought and bittersweet, would mark a turning point not only for Gohan but for the entire Z-Fighter team. Gohan's emergence as the strongest would reshape their dynamics, with his leadership and newfound strength guiding them into a future where his potential knows no bounds. With Nappa defeated, the Z-Fighters would gather in anticipation of the upcoming arrivals of Vegeta and Raditz. The recent victory had provided them with a glimmer of hope, but they understood that the battle was far from over. Piccolo's voice would cut through the tension. Nappa was just the beginning. Vegeta and Raditz won't underestimate us. We need to be ready for anything. Tien's would align with Piccolo's assessment. Gohan's power was impressive, but we can't bank solely on that. We must work as a unit and exploit any weaknesses we can find. Krillin, displaying caution and determination. We're up against Saiyan elites here. Let's not sugarcoat it. We need to fight with everything we've got and use every trick in the book. Yamcha, drawing from his own experiences, would add a dose of reality. Remember, we've faced these guys before and paid a heavy price. Let's be smart about this. We can't afford any slip-ups. Double quotes. Gohan, though acknowledging his new strength, I won't let them hurt anyone else. I'll use everything I've learned and all the power I've gained to protect everyone. The Z-Fighters would exchange resolute glances, understanding the stakes and the challenges that lay ahead. Their conversations would reflect a grounded approach, focusing on preparation, tactics, and the reality of facing two powerful Saiyan warriors. As news of Nappa's defeat spreads, it would reach the ears of Vegeta and Raditz, who are en route to Earth. However, facing a Gohan who has harnessed unimaginable power, their confidence would be shaken. The news of Nappa's defeat would raise questions about the true potential of Earth's defenders, and Vegeta, in particular, would be intrigued by the emergence of such a powerful warrior. Upon their arrival, Vegeta and Raditz would assess the situation cautiously. The sight of Gohan, battle-worn but triumphant, would serve as a clear indicator of the dramatic shift that has occurred since Nappa's initial assault. Raditz, despite his initial dismissal of Gohan's capabilities, would recognize the undeniable strength that now emanates from the young Saiyan, Vegeta. The strategist would analyze things carefully. Nappa's defeat would make him reconsider his assumptions. The sudden rise of a strong force on Earth would make him think about how this could affect their plans. As the two sides faced off, tensions would rise in their words and postures. Vegeta's interest in Earth's defenders would be clear, and his interactions with the Z-fighters would show his thoughtful approach to fighting. Raditz would still have his arrogance, but he'd be a bit more careful. The Z-fighters' toughness would have left an impression on him, and his interactions with them would be a bit more wary. With the upcoming fight, uncertainty would fill the air, but the determination to protect Earth would be strong. And that wraps up part 1 of our Dragon Ball What If. If you're as intrigued as we are about Nappa landing on Earth instead of Raditz, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss part 2. Stay tuned, because the adventure is far from over. Thanks for watching, and until next time.